Hello, everyone. Welcome to the All About You YouTube channel. We have some amazing guests today joining us. I cannot wait for you guys to hear from them. I have Lainey and Shannon from Guild Mortgage today. Welcome, ladies. Nice to have you.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi. So, every time I have a guest on our channel, I'm always looking to bring a unique topic to our audience and things that they don't typically get from folks they're talking with in the community day to day. And so, yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys because I know you have some special things about Guild that make you very unique from others out there, and we're going to get into that real soon. But before that, I would love to hear about Lainey and Shannon and a little bit about you guys, how you got to be where you're at and why you do what you do. So I'll let you guys kind of duke it out who wants to start and go first there, but would love to hear about that.
Sounds great. I'll go ahead. So I'm Lainey Martin, Guild Mortgage. I've been in the industry 36 years, believe it or not. So I started right out of high school, so you can do the math. And really what led me into this industry was all about helping people, right? It's all about shelter for a family, and making sure they do the right thing, because there's so many lenders out there that's just willing to throw them into a product or program that's really not suited for them. And I was a little bit different because I came from the caring aspect, right? What is going to work well for the family, right? Because whether it's $50,000 or $1 million, it's still a large investment for that family. So that's what brought me into the industry.
Awesome. How about Miss Shannon?
My goodness, Lainey's got me beat by 16 years. I've been doing this for 20 years. I also started working as a teller right in high school and kind of fell into it. The company I was at kind of fell into mortgage. It was a hot market and I wanted to learn something new. Never in my wildest dreams would I think this would be my career, but I am so happy and blessed that it is. I absolutely love what I do every single day. Every single client is different. It's solving a puzzle every day to get them the best program, the best pricing. We do our best to make sure we're looking at all options, and it really is a puzzle that we like to solve. So it's fun. We love it.
That's awesome. And much like you, I may have shared this with Lainey in the past, but I never thought I would be working with the aging senior population. When I graduated with my bachelor's, that was the one thing I didn't want to do because it was full of my education all throughout my college years. I had clinicals and internships, and I wanted a new, so to speak, population, but that's where the work was. That's where the jobs were available. And that's what I took to get my foot in the door. 32 years later, I am still with the aging senior population, and I can't even imagine doing anything different. So I can totally relate to, things just happen as they happen, and they're meant to be as they are. So I get it. I totally get that. So I have to ask, you guys have a little bit unique thing about Guild. A little bird had told me about a program that you guys offer, and I believe it's called the Family Opportunity Program. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Well,
Okay.
And to go back on what you're saying, I don't know that Lainey and I could truthfully say that we would have thought that our passion would have lied with seniors either. Both of us, volunteer with local nonprofits that cater to seniors, and it really has been our passion. It's not, as you know, the sexiest topic, right? People like animals and they like veterans, but we really do love our seniors, and we know we're going to be there too soon. So this Family Opportunity Program, the reason that we found out about it, we started learning about it and educating, and really it's a Fannie Mae product. So most lenders should have it. They just don't take the time to learn about it. The Family Opportunity product allows for someone like Lainey and I, where we have elderly parents. It allows us to purchase the home as a primary residence pricing. So when we complete loans, if it's a primary residence, meaning they plan on living in the home, that's going to be the best rates, the best fees option. If it's a second home or if it's an investment property, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. So if, let's say, my grandmother currently on her fixed income cannot afford the home on her own, in the normal products, if I were to purchase it, it would be an investment property because it wouldn't be where I'm living.
Right.
This program allows us to purchase it, allows me to finance it as the daughter or granddaughter, and they live in it. So even though I'm not living there, they live there, and because of that, they qualify it as a primary residence, which means it still gets the best pricing and rates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we're not punishing the senior for living there because they're not the ones on the loan.
Okay, so is there any tricks of the trades that people have to understand or know prior to going into this? I know in certain situations, maybe not necessarily mortgage stuff, but other health related situations where people are trying to spend down or hide their money or all this stuff. Is there anything they need to know about that?
There is, yes. So the grandparent, the parent, the elderly cannot qualify on their own or qualify. So the family member doing this for them has to be the one qualifying.
Okay.
There's another way we've structured this for years. You can do where I would be the non-occupying co-borrower, and because they were the occupying borrower, if they were on the loan, then that would qualify it as a primary residence as well. So that's the normal standard practice. But if for whatever reason they're unable to be on the loan, if they don't qualify, if they don't have income credit, then in those cases, they don't have to be on the loan with this program. So really they qualify both ways. If they qualify, we do it the standard way. If they don't, this is an opportunity.
So, and I know I'm going to throw a zinger in here and you're probably going to kill me afterwards because we didn't talk about this, but it came to mind, being a veteran, does that have any impact on this particular program, or would that just be a totally different program that we can definitely talk about at a different time? How would that come into play?
Yeah, so this is only Fannie Mae, which is a conventional conforming program. So in Fannie Mae is the investor. We would still, Guild Mortgage, service the loan, which means they'd make their payment to Guild. Veterans or VA loans are a completely separate product. We also service that loan. It is also an amazing loan. It's 100% financing, but the veteran has to be on the loan. So they would have to qualify. So as Lainey said, the credit, they'd have to qualify.
So the difference would be too, is that, let's just say two siblings wanted to purchase this, right, as a primary residence for their elderly parent, right? For the VA home loan, for a veteran, you have to be a veteran and spouse, or two veterans together. So that would negate them from doing a VA if one of the parties were a veteran, unless they were both veterans at the same time. So there's different little quirks, if you will, for different products.
Okay. Awesome.
VA is really known as a primary residence loan. There are cases where you can have a VA loan and move to another state and get a second one. So there are cases where you could be leaving a VA loan in another state and still have it, which becomes an investment property or a second home. But there's really no case where you can go out and buy an investment property with VA.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Didn't know the state to state thing there. So that leads then to another quick topic that I just wanted to touch on with you guys, and that is those aging individuals that may be on a fixed income, needing those lower rents. I mean, I don't know about you, but with All About You and with placement and different resources, we definitely see that a lot more right now with those fixed lower incomes. And so how does that come into play for you guys?
Well, Lainey, do you want to talk a little bit about the current market and why that fixed income could be a problem?
Well, with fixed income, obviously it's fixed, right? They're not going to be increasing their income. There are instances where if it's not taxed, we can gross it up. But typically what we're seeing is the fixed income is very minimal. So with the market and the changes with the average home price at $475 right now, currently in Maricopa County, that might not work for the individual. So they might not qualify on their own, which leads us to having the adult child purchase the home for them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
when we sit down and do our consultation with our clients, we're really going to get to the bottom of their hot button. So, are they concerned about that fixed income, and are they concerned that they won't have enough money monthly to survive or to live? then there's different avenues that we can look at, maybe putting a little less money down to keep it in the bank account so they can utilize that in the bank account as a resource to dip into if they are tight monthly. Or are they better off putting more money down to keep their payment lower? Do we buy down the rate further so it keeps that payment lower? We have, temporary buy downs are getting really popular right now. So yeah, they're in a fixed income now, but they might expect to receive another piece of retirement in 2 years, or they might expect an increase in that income. A temporary buy down means that let's say it's a 2-1 buy down. If today's interest rate is at 6%, the 2 means for the first year, it's bought down 2%. So for 1 year, it's 4%. And then the 1 is the next year, it's bought down to 5%. And then year 3 and beyond is the 6%. So that gives them a couple years to have a lower payment. So there's a lot of strategies that we can work around with fixed income to make sure that we are assuring they're comfortable with their payment and their financial situation.
Okay.
Never going to put them in a program or product that we don't feel that we're not going to be able to sleep at night, right? We're going to look in the best interest of our client, to make sure that they're not going to be house poor, that they have sufficient funds to live off of after, making their mortgage payment, because that's really big with Guild and with us.
Yeah, the first thing we ask them is, where's your comfort level? Where do you want to be?
Okay.
And then we work backwards. So if they tell us they're comfortable paying a $1,500 mortgage payment, we work backwards to say, okay, what does that loan look like?
Okay. And that's what I love about you guys, because it shadows what we do. It parallels what we do. It's about doing the right thing. And there's so much that is changing constantly out there day to day in both of our industries. And a lot of what we do, and I'm sure it's what you do too, is just educating folks on what they don't know. And it's all about doing the right thing and looking ahead and saying, okay, what's going to be the best option for you guys, not only now, but years down the road. So I definitely appreciate that for, you guys doing that. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, I mean, I wish we could talk for hours here, and I'm sure we could fill hours of information for our listeners, but I want them to be able to get in touch with you guys if they have more questions. So how would they go about doing that? What's the best way to reach you?
Well, and that's something Lainey's going to talk about, the best way to reach her. But before she gets into that, I would say that's really the scariest part for our clients, is that first step of getting in touch with us. Because they are afraid maybe it's a credit issue or an income issue. That's what we love so much. We talked about the puzzle and solving the puzzle. We love working with people in their credit. So even if they have, let's say, a great credit score, 680, 700, if they get up to 740, they will get a better rate generally with that 740. So we're going to look at that whole picture and tell them the little steps they might be able to take to improve their credit so they get up there. So we're going to take that extra step. And so it might not be right now, but it doesn't have to be right now. If they have their lease coming due in 6 months or even a year, now is the time to sit down with Lainey and really say, hey, what do I need to do? What are the steps to take to make sure I get the best interest rate and the most for my money?
Awesome. I love it.
We just sit down and give them a whole comprehensive overview of their financial situation. It's just not a one thing fits all, right?
So the first thing, I'm putting myself in their seat and I'm thinking, how much? What does it look like? Because I know price tag, that's right there. Does it cost to sit down with you, or what does that look like?
It's zero. There's no
Okay.
fees to talk to any lender or ourselves. It's a great way to start off, just to kind of get an idea. If you're 6 months out and you just don't know where you stand credit wise, income wise, just get a game plan in motion.
Awesome.
Yeah, we don't collect upfront credit report fees. We don't collect an application fee. It's truly a free consultation. Even a free Q&A. If you're not ready for the credit report part, we're here for no
Any
cost.
questions?
Okay, awesome. So how do they reach you?
Well, you can go to my website at Your Lending Lainey, not Lady, Lainey, LANIE.com, or my cell phone number is 480-200-4132. Happy to help.
Awesome.
Questions, anything, we're here for you.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys joining me. There's so much information you guys have for the community, and I just want to help get that word out and get people in contact with you. So to our listeners, please, no question is a silly question. You know, I've known Lainey and Shannon. They're both fabulous ladies, and I know they will have your best interest at stake. So please reach out to them with any questions you have. Ladies, I thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully, maybe we'll have some more topics down the road that we can venture into again together for the listeners.
That would be amazing. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. All right, you guys take care, and I will chat with you soon. Listeners, we will be in touch again soon with some more interesting topics. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.